What's up everybody, welcome back. Now in my previous video, I went over a set of battles featuring Shadow Punch Gengar in the Master League. And in this video, I'm going to be showcasing a set of battles featuring Shadow Punch Gengar in the Premier Cup. And honestly, it is just so OP guys. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. And it performed much better than I thought it would. It can absolutely destroy a lot of teams towards endgame when shields are down. And I've got some really exciting, intense battles. And in this set, I'm going to be pairing it up alongside Dragonite and Metagross as well. Now, Dragonite and Metagross form a really solid core, and they can provide coverage against most of the meta. So for the first battle here, I'm going to be leading Dragonite into Snorlax. So this is a pretty positive matchup because Snorlax would actually this is good that we caught Snorlax in the lead because the back line of this team would really struggle against it, right? Because Lick is going to do super effective damage against both Gengar and against Metagross, and Gengar with this moveset has an absolutely terrible matchup against Snorlax because it's triple ghost moves, and that's one of the drawbacks of this moveset. As far as Premier Cup is concerned, because Snorlax is fairly common, whereas in Master League you don't have to worry about Snorlax as much because it's not as common. Anyways, this is actually a pretty positive matchup for Dragonite as long as they don't have Outrage, which I'm assuming they don't. And I'm just going to risk it by not shielding here, even if it's an Outrage and they take us out, so be it. But typically the game plan is to save as many shields as possible for Gengar towards endgame. So just going to commit to the Dragon Breath farm down here. We do win switch advantage, so let's see what happens. They're going to come in with Gyarados, going to try and get to this Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, we're not. So this is a pretty tricky situation because both Metagross and Gengar would kind of struggle against Gyarados. I mean, Gengar is going to take a lot of damage from anything, right? It's just so glassy. So yeah, I'm going to have to come in Metagross. I'm going to have to soak the charge move here because I want to save the shields for my Gengar. And just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. We do lag a little bit. This is going to be resisted, but I'm really hoping that we get some shields here because Gengar would perform really well when shields are down. Luckily, we get a shield there. That is absolutely fantastic. And at this point, they're going to have to basically throw another charge move here to get rid of Metagross. And I think I'm going to shield this up because I want to get their final shield as well. Because there's no way Gengar can beat Gyarados with a shield because those Dragon Breaths would absolutely destroy it, right? So I'm just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. And I'm really hoping that they give up their final shield here. So they do give up the shield, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to come in with Gengar here. And then at this point, I am overfarming quite a bit. And that's because, unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to have to shield this up because I want some loaded energy to throw at whatever's going to come out next. So let's see. They have a Metagross in the back. This is perfect. This is exactly what you want. And this is one of the biggest sort of advantages, I would say, the pros of running Gengar in your team is because Metagross is so common. It can pretty much one-shot it with Shadow Ball, as you can see there. And because we had loaded energy, I did overfarm quite a bit. And I'm going to throw the Shadow Punch here. It's going to do some nice neutral damage to the Gyarados. And a couple of Shadow Claws subsequently should take it out. And like I said, Metagross is just so common and so many people like to have it in the back. And Gengar does really well against Metagross, especially when shields are down. Shadow Ball has that one-shot potential, which is absolutely fantastic to see. So we have Dragonite into Metagross here. This is an okay matchup. I mean, if I play out the 2 shield, I think I win this, but I don't want to play out the 2 shield because I have to save at least 1 shield for my Gengar. So I'm just going to go straight for the Dragon Claw here. It is obviously going to be resisted because of the steel typing. And let's see what we can do here. This is charge move coming through. It's going to be a Meteor Mash. I'm going to shield this up. And my plan here is to catch the second Meteor Mash with my Metagross. That's my plan here. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for the next Dragon Claw here. I'm really hoping to get a shield because, like I said, with Gengar in the back, I want to really start pressuring shields early from my opponent so that, you know, Gengar has a pretty open path to victory towards the end there. So luckily we catch the Meteor Mash with the Metagross here. It's going to be resisted because of the steel typing. And this is good. Let's see if they decide to switch out. They do switch out into Magnezone. This is not terrible. So I'm just going to build up to an Earthquake and bait with Meteor Mash here. And even though Meteor Mash would be double resisted, I mean, Earthquake would be double super effective, whereas Meteor Mash would be double resisted. They are going to be inclined to shield because of the one-shot potential that Earthquake has. And charge move coming through. I'm really hoping this is just a mirror shot bait, but it's a wild charge. So that pretty much takes out Metagross. At this point, I know they overfarmed a little bit, which is why I'm going to come in with Dragonite and soak the charge move here. So they are debuffed at this point. So even though those Dragon Breaths are resisted, it will still start adding up. Unfortunately, they're able to get to a charge move first. I'm going to let it go through. You know, I have to save a shield for Gengar. I'm fine with a wild charge hitting my Dragonite, it's absolutely okay. They are double debuffed at this point. I'm just going to commit to the complete Shadow Claw farm down here. Yes, we might have to eat it on the charge move. It's probably going to be a wild charge. I'm going to have to shield this up. I mean, with Gengar, you have to pretty much shield everything. It is a wild charge, so I'm just going to commit to the complete Shadow Claw. Actually, they tried to sack their Metagross for some reason, but it goes down. I mean, it barely had any health anyways. And they're going to come back in with Magnezone. This tells me they have something in the back which doesn't want to see Gengar. And guess what? They have their own Gengar in the back. So that's amazing to see the spice there. So I do overfarm quite a bit. And then I'm going to throw the Shadow Punch here. This should definitely get the final shield from Gengar. And because we overfarmed on so much energy, I have a Shadow Ball ready to go. And this is easily going to one-shot the Gengar there. So it's really nice to see Gengar in the opposing end as well. So I think... yeah, it's pretty spicy pick, but I think you'll see a lot more people run it now because, like I said, I mean, if you're using it correctly, especially for closing out games, it can work out really well as well. So moving into the third battle here, we have Dragonite into Metagross. Okay, this is yeah, like I said, I don't want to play out the two shields, so I'm gonna switch into my Metagross here. I'm okay even if they switch out because I can line it up against my Gengar later on. But they do switch out right now into their Gyarados. This is fine. So I'm just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. Even though this is resisted, it will still do quite a bit of damage. And because we have so much loaded energy, I'm going to be able to get off back to back here. I'm going to have to be conscious about that Metagross having loaded energy as well. So this should definitely get the shield from Gyarados, even though it's resisted, because it would put it extremely low if it goes unshielded. So at this point, I think I'm going to let this go through. Even though Crunch would come close to taking out Metagross, it would almost take it out, but the subsequent Dragon Breaths would definitely take it out here. And obviously, I'm going to come in with Dragonite here and then completely Dragon Breath this Gyarados down. This is going to be a Crunch, which is going to do neutral damage. I'm just going to let it go through. I'm absolutely fine with it. Just going to let it go, and I'm just going to commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here. And I'm expecting the Metagross to come back in. And I'm just going to go straight for the Dragon Claw here. I'm really hoping they think it's a Hurricane and shield this up, or, unfortunately they don't. It's absolutely fine. I'm hoping they dump some of their energy here. Yeah, luckily they do. This is fine. This is going to be a Meteor Mash, which is going to finish off the Dragonite. But I'm just going to trust Gengar with 2 shields. Gengar with 2 shields can beat a lot of things. So at this point, I can just commit to the complete Shadow Claw farm down here. Yes, they do have quite a bit of loaded energy. I'm going to have to shield once. And I can commit to the complete Shadow Claw farm down at this point. So I'm just going to do that. They're not going to get to another charge move here. And luckily we're able to do it. Let's see what they have in the back. They have a Swampert in the back. This is not great, right? Swampert has a pretty good matchup against Gengar because Gengar is going to be weak to ground moves because of the poison typing. But I'm just going to go straight Shadow Balls here. I'm not even going to bait because we have so much loaded energy that even if they hadn't shielded, I could have gotten off another one. But luckily even if they had shielded, beg your pardon. But luckily they didn't shield that. So I'm not going to throw the charge move here. And I'm just going to commit to the complete Shadow Claw farm down, and that's going to be a GG. So that's a 3-0 right now. As you can see, Gengar pretty much came in super clutch in finishing off all 3 of those games there. So that was really nice to see. So we are moving into the 4th battle up against obvious Azumarill in the back. That's what it says, I think, and that makes sense in Great League. Yeah, it is. So many people like to have Azumarill in the back. So anyways, we're met with a Machamp here. This is a very positive matchup. Even though those rock slides would hit super effective, it's not too much of an issue. And also this is just a cross chop because it was too soon to be a rock slide. And they make a switch into their Metagross, gonna go into Gengar here. So this is exactly why you have Gengar in the team. I mean, it's just so many people like to safe switch it to Metagross, which is why I think it can really work well. Having Gengar in the back can pretty much counter Metagross as well. Obviously, I think Swampert or Gyarados are definitely better picks. But in terms of spice picks, Gengar does a fantastic job. So, I have to shield this up. But actually, they let the Shadow Punch go through this time, which means that I can commit to the complete Shadow Claw farm down. They're going to come in with Machamp here. This is absolutely fine because those counters are triple resisted because of the Ghost Poison typing, and they're going to have to basically get off a Rock Slide, right? Even Cross Chop wouldn't really take us out from this range, like I said, because it's triple resisted, even though Gengar is extremely glassy. And I'm going to go for the second Shadow Punch here. We get both shields. This is perfect. So at this point, we're looking really good right now. And I probably should have let this go through, to be honest, but I was like, this is a Gengar showcase. So I'm going to preserve it and, try and do as much damage with it as possible. And I'm going to try and get to this Shadow Punch, but they make a switch on the charge move into their Magna Zone. So it's okay, it's still pretty good. So I can actually come in with, I don't know, I mean, I've definitely made a mistake here. I probably should have come in with Metagross because we had Earthquake, and I probably could have gone to an Earthquake before they got to 2 Wild Charges. I'm not sure, but anyways, at this point, because they had a little bit of an energy advantage, this Wild Charge is definitely going to take out the Dragonite here. And here's where I make a key mistake, right? I should have definitely come in with Metagross here and saved my Gengar for the Machamp. But I come in with Gengar and I get farmed down by Magnezone here, and I give them unnecessary energy, right? Now they have so much loaded energy that they're going to be able to throw a Wild Charge here, and it's going to do some heavy neutral damage to Metagross. And that Machamp has quite a bit of energy as well, right? So that's the unfortunate part here. And they're going to throw a charge move. This is going to be a cross chop. This is going to hit for neutral against Metagross and put it extremely low. But this is going to be an insane battle here. So we're extremely low. I'm going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. Meteor Mash should definitely finish off the Machamp from this range. And it's a Magnezone Metagross face-off. Let's see who wins here. And it's a double knockout. I mean, I definitely had that game, to be honest. If I hadn't brought my Gengar into the Magnezone, I could have saved it and then probably, definitely should have won that. I mean, double knockouts are always heartbreaking because I feel like, both the players should get the win, right? Instead of both players getting losses. I don't think that's fair, but, that's the way the system has been throughout anyways. Excuse me. So moving into the final battle here. We are 3-1 right now. Let's see if we can make it 4-1 here. And we have Dragonite into Metagross. Again, I'm going to switch out because I want to line up the Metagross against my Gengar. So they bring in Machamp again, which is absolutely fine. We do have the slight energy advantage. So I'm going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. This should definitely get the shield from Machamp because it's just so glassy, and this would probably come close to taking it out. Gets the shield there, which is absolutely perfect. And at this point, I don't plan to shield anything that they throw right now. It's only going to be a cross chop, which is going to be neutral. But I'm hoping that I can get to the second Meteor Mash before another charge move comes through. But unfortunately, they're able to get to a charge move first. I was really hoping to get to a Meteor Mash before that, which is why I'm going to shield this up and really pressure their final shield here. They should definitely get the shield from the Machamp or pretty much take it out from this range. And gets the final shield, but they are going to be able to counter us down, or at least, they have a lot of loaded energy right now. Obviously going to have to bring in Dragonite to soak up all the charge moves. I'm really hoping this is just a cross chop, but I think it's going to be a Rock Slide here, which is going to do super effective damage against Dragonite because of the flying typing. But I can commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down, but let's see what we can do here. They have a Togekiss in the back, going to come in with Gengar here. And this is where Gengar comes in super clutch. They have a Metagross in the back. This is GG's. Shadow Ball is going to one-shot it. And, I mean, it's not GG's yet because they still have Togekiss, but it's GG's for this Metagross here. But they're going to come back in with Togekiss. And even though Charm is resisted because of the poison typing, you can see that it's still adding up, right? That's because Charm is such a good move and, Gengar is glassy. So just going to go for the Shadow Ball here. It's going to do heavy neutral damage to Togekiss. At this point, this is just in Shadow Claw farm down range, but unfortunately, we're going to go down first. But we still have a shield advantage, right? So we can just safely shield this up. This is going to be an Ancient Power. And even though Dragon Breath is double resisted, I'm going to be able to get rid of this Togekiss. So as you can see, pretty Dragonite finishing off Togekiss there. That was pretty interesting. But as you can see, Gengar pretty much took out a full health Metagross and a full health Togekiss as well. So yeah, it's been so amazing. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. And also do check out my Master League video featuring Gengar as well. Some interesting battles in there. And as you can see, I mean, it's much better than I originally thought it was, and it's certainly an option to consider as far as Premier Cup is concerned. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.